today we're going to be talking about scales here. We're going to figure out how to play the 5 boxes of major and minor scales, the diatonic scales there. So let's start with a simple idea here. This is a C major scale where I'm playing the frets number 3 and 5 on the A string, 2, 3, and 5 on the D, 2, 4, and 5 on the G string. Now when I play this shape here, I'm playing the notes C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. Back to C again. Okay. Now when I want to play different scales, D major, G major, and F major scale, those scales are going to have different notes, which eventually might be good for us to memorize and to know what notes belong to each key. But right now we can use this little shortcut here. We can think that this is the C major. So if I want to play a D major, as long as I get that C note there to the D, now it's on the 5th fret of the A string, and play the same shape, now I'm playing a D major scale. And I can do that trick with all of them. Let's say that I want to play an F major, for example. C, D, E, half step to F, and I play the same shape. And that would be an F major scale. But let's go back to our C major scale here. Now when I'm playing that entire scale, I'm just using 3 strings, right? And I have 6 strings on my guitar. So what we can do, we can extend that scale using the same notes that are already part of the scale, so we can be able to play the entire shape or the entire box here, right? Using all of the strings of the guitar. So the entire box, if I extend a little bit, B note, A note, G note, we can play something like this. Which is still all C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C, all natural notes, still the C major scale, but now I'm using all 6 strings, okay? If I give you guys the shape, it's gonna be 3, 5 on the low E, 2, 3, 5 on the A, 2, 3, 5 on the D, 2, 4, 5 on the G, 3, 5, 6 on the B, and 3, 5 on the high E string. Now the same idea that we did before with the simpler shape, it's gonna apply to the extended version here. If this is the C and I want to play D sharp major scale, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, I can play the same shape. Works like magic, okay? So that is the first shape there. Now we're gonna keep organizing all natural notes throughout the fretboard to form 5 shapes of those scales, so you can know where all natural notes, all the notes of the C major scale are throughout the fretboard. So the second one is gonna be which you might have heard or you might have learned as the A minor scale, which it is. Keep in mind that all major scales are always going to have a minor relative. And all that means, it just means that they share the same notes. So the notes that we have in C major and the notes that we're going to have on A minor are going to be the same. All natural notes, no sharps, no flats there. Okay. So the second shape here, it's going to be 5, 7, 8 on the low E, 5, 7, 8 on the A, 5, 7 on the D, 4, 5, 7 on the G, 5, 6, 8 on the B string, and then 5, 7, 8 on the high E. Okay. So once again, those are relative keys. So what we're learning is all natural notes throughout the fretboard, the C major key or the A minor key. If that sounds a little bit too complicated, feel free to send me a message. I'll be more than happy to send you guys more material about this. Now the next one, it's gonna be 7, 8, 10 on the low E, 7, 8, 10, try to leave the tablatures under the description of this video so you guys can have the vision of that as well. Next one, we're gonna have 10, 12, 13, 10, 12, 9, 10, 12, 9, 10, 12, 10, 12, 13, 10, 12, 13, okay? The next one is gonna be 12, 13, 15, 12, 14, 15, 12, 14, 15, 12, 14, 12, 13, 15, 12, 13, 15, and then with that it's gonna bring us back to scale number 1, just an octave higher there. Okay, so we got the first shape, second one, third shape, fourth, number 5, and then we're back to number 1 again. We can do number 2 again. And knowing those scales, we will know all of the notes, all the natural notes throughout the fretboard. We just organize them into those boxes there. So there's 2 steps that you should do. First, try to memorize those shapes and understand that they are movable shapes and they move together, okay? Also, to make this a little bit easier, let's understand that the ending of one scale, it's always gonna be the beginning of the next one. For example, when I play the first one, I got 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 2, 4, 5, 3, 5, 6, 3, 5. When I jump to my second shape, I start with the 5, 5 again on the A, 5 again on the D, 4, 5, 5, 6, 5. So that ending of the first one is the beginning of the next one. So if you work really hard on memorizing the first one and the third one, automatically you know that second one, because the beginning of the second one is the ending of the first one, and the end of the second one is the beginning of the third one. I know that sounds a little bit complicated, but just play them and you're gonna have the visual of that. After you master them, try to navigate throughout those scales without actually doing the entire position. Try to create some simple melodies using those scales. Even if they don't sound like the greatest thing ever, just create the habit of seeing where those notes are without actually having to do the entire shape, okay? You're really not gonna be playing a solo on a song just playing the shape of the scale, right? You really need to create melodies. So let's start creating them right now. They might, when you're doing, they might sound a little bit silly, or it might not sound like as you expected. But don't worry about that. There is a lot of different exercises and a lot of different things that we can add later on to make this sound better. The intention here right now, really just learning all of those shapes, okay, in any way that you can. Hope you guys have enjoyed this lesson. There is more lessons about scales coming up. We're gonna develop a whole series about that. So I'll see you guys next time.